Hi everyone, it's Casey Williams. Well, after a decade and over 700,000 units, GMC has finally overhauled the Terrain crossover. It was a really popular car for a lot of good reasons. It was the right size, right fuel economy, and it was styled really nice. With the changes that have come from 2018, they really kept a lot of the things that people liked. Some of the styling is probably a little more controversial than it was before, but I think there's also still a lot to like about it. So let's go take a look. Lucky for us, we have the Denali package, which means lots of luxury on the inside and also lots of chrome on the exterior. You begin with the new texture grille that dominates the face of the new Terrain. The C-shaped driving lamps here, which I really like a lot. LED headlamps. More chrome down below with the fog lamps. Again, it just gives it a very upscale appearance. The designers have done a nice job, kind of the chiseled features on the fenders, the hood as well. Really just kind of breaking up that visual bulk of the side profile of the car. It is a tall car, it's a narrow car, so it kind of looks a little ungainly in some proportions, but generally I think they did a pretty good job. 19-inch alloy wheels to fill up the wheel wells, and again, kind of help with the bulk of things. Chrome down below. Looks very upscale, but also, again, just kind of adding some detail to it. I like the broken rear pillar with the glass in it. Again, it's become a real popular thing on crossovers and also in some sedans. But it also hints at the aerodynamic work that went on with this car. The designers spent a lot of time in the wind tunnel, really trying to help make the car quieter, also helping fuel economy. Come around the back, subtle spoiler here over the rear glass. Lots more chrome, twin exhaust outlets, C-shaped tail lamps that kind of echo the front, and a power hatch. And the one thing I've noticed with this compared to the last generation Terrain, there's a little less space in the rear cargo compartment. I think most people won't really notice it too much. You just notice it's a little easier to reach in, which I guess for some is an advantage too, but it's just not quite as deep. The thing I do like is there's two handles here on the sides. Flip the back seats down very easily. Very convenient. And with the seats down, you got all the space you need. Unlike the last generation Terrain Denali, you can no longer get a V6 in the vehicle, but you're not going to miss it. Instead, you get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine connected to a 9-speed automatic transmission. It delivers 252 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. So whether you're stomping the throttle to get onto the highway or just scooting through town, plenty of power there. Fuel economy with all-wheel drive, like our vehicle, is rated 21 miles per gallon in the city, 28 on the highway. Again, I don't think that's absolutely stellar, but for a mid-sized crossover with 250 horsepower, it's not terrible either. Some other things I like about the car: it has a 4-wheel independent suspension underneath of it. It drives nice, handles nice. One of the things I don't really care for, it does have auto stop start, and you cannot disable it, so you're stuck with it. But to GM's credit, they have made it, pretty easy to live with. It does react very easily. You don't feel like it's going to pause and cause trouble when you're trying to cross traffic. So I think if you're going to keep it, I think they've done a pretty decent job with that. As you'd expect with the Denali package, this is the most upscale of the Terrain interiors. It starts with the dash. You have the stitched dash covers here, and the wood grain, and the kind of metallic look here as well. I think it's very nicely styled. More metallic look here around the center stack, here on the steering wheel. All looks very nice. If you start tapping around, you can find some hard plastic, but generally it's pretty nice. And there's a lot of luxury features on this car. Again, heated and ventilated leather seats. I like the touch screen. It's very easy to use. Audio icon down here, phone, navigation. You've got 4G LTE Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB connections here, another USB connection here. Any way you want to connect, you can. I've got voice controls for it. So again, very nice. I like that when you tune, automatically goes into browse mode. So you can scroll through the stations like this on the screen, or you can also swipe them if you wish. Again, however you want to do it, you're able to do it. Dual zone automatic climate control. And down here for the gear selectors is GMC's new design. Park, pull out for reverse, neutral, drive, and then the low gears here. Moving on back, heated and ventilated seat controls are right here. Controls for the all-wheel drive system in the middle, and then the passenger side. And this also has a wireless charging system for your smartphones. A lot of nice features. Talk about some of the safety features on this car, some of the safety tech. It's got adaptive cruise control that keeps a safe distance on the highway, forward collision alert, and there's actually a red light that shines up on the windshield. I got to experience that a couple times this week, unfortunately. It has blind spot warning, rear view camera, rear cross path detection, pretty much everything you need to keep the car on path. And when you're just driving down the road and enjoying it, you've got Bose audio, and it really does sound pretty good. Well, after a decade and 700,000 units sold, GMC needed to do two things. One, it needed to keep its current buyers happy, and two, it needed to have a luxury version that could draw in a new crowd. Well, in the first one, I think they've done a very good job. I think if you liked the Terrain in the past, I think you'll like this one. Just a little bit narrower, it's just a little bit smaller inside, but you know, you throw in the turbocharged engine and I think it kind of balances itself out. So I think they've really done a good job on the first part of that. On the second part, and that's really tough, because you've got all the luxury players there. You've got Lexus, you've got Lincoln, you've got Acura, soon you'll have Genesis, a lot of category there. And I think on that, I think it's a tougher challenge. You take a $25,000 vehicle, you put luxury features on it, and I think you're gonna have a little bit difficult time getting a Lexus buyer to buy it. But I think if you get them behind the wheel and let them take it for a drive, I think they'll be really impressed. So let's talk about pricing overall. Terrain starts right at $25,000. You're looking at about $38,500 for the Terrain Denali. This one, as equipped, $41,710. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. And until then, storm forward.